Hello, everyone, and welcome to the October Product Club. I'm Lou, the Pathfinder Community Manager, and today we have Rajendra, Director of Product Management, and Prakash, Director Engineering, working in the background here with us to show how the new Vision fallback enhancement to Generative Recorder can impact your automations. And while we're at it, we'll be exploring how agent interoperability powered by Automation Anywhere's process reasoning engine eliminates rigid integration and allows for seamless collaboration across agents, tools, and systems. Today's session is packed, and we are so excited. As you were joining, I would love it if you would pop in the chat box one thing you are most excited about diving into today. Rajendra, where are you joining in from today?
Hey, I'm joining in from Bay Area here.
Oh,
Good morning,
awesome.
good afternoon, good evening, team.
Yeah, I bet your weather is really nice today.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who are new to Product Club, I'd like to share a little bit about what it is. So we host Product Club every month, and it is your chance to connect with our amazing product leaders and stay updated on the latest innovations within each release on intelligent automations. That's what we'll be doing today with Generative Recorder and Agent Interoperability. At the end of this session, we will have a Q&A. So drop your questions in that Q&A chat as they come to you, and fret not, we will get them answered by the end of the session. I'm going to change slides. Before diving into today's topic, I want to highlight one amazing event that we are so excited about. It is coming up next month, and that is Pathfinder Summit. This will be a 48-hour nonstop virtual conference with 4 dynamic tracks. We have strategic leadership, operational governance, tactical execution, and building AI agents. There are a ton of reasons to join this summit. You will get a ton of insights from automation experts around the globe. You'll see real-world success stories and hands-on demos. You'll get the opportunity to connect globally with peers, and you'll be able to take action with practical guidance you can immediately apply to your automation program. So this is one that you cannot miss. I'm going to share the link with everyone here so that you can register. And the great part is, because there are so many tracks, there's something for everyone on your team. So while you are following one, someone else can follow another. It's going to be great. It's going to be super well-rounded, and we are so, so pumped about it. Real quick, as a reminder, this session is recorded. I will share the recap via the community, and throughout this question, we will launch some polls. So please throw your answer on those, because they really do support us in knowing what our customers need and want to see on our product roadmaps. Let's go ahead now and meet Rajendra. Rajendra, I would love for you to introduce yourself and let us know your role here at Automation Anywhere, and tell us the thing you love most about your job.
Hey, thank you, Lou, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, team. I'm looking forward to interact with you over next 1 hour. I'm Rajendra Vijay, part of product management team here, been with the company for close to 10 years, and I've been leading various products over the years. These days, I'm leading UI automation products and AI agent interoperability. Thank you.
Next question, Rajendra. What is one thing that excites you most as it relates to the capabilities of APA?
Oh, there are a ton of things, but if I have to choose one thing, it's about combining deterministic automation with agentic reasoning and interoperability, wherein you can not only run the tasks, you can also run the right process per the user's goal and intent. You can run it across the systems, no matter where the request is originating from. Yeah.
Thank you. And now I'm going to kick it over to everyone here with us today. Same question. I'm launching a poll. What excites you most about agentic process automation, or APA? I've given you some options here: handling more complex use cases, being able to build reusable tools, faster prototyping and delivery time, or built-in human in the loop. What excites you the most? It is going to be handling more complex use cases. by a long shot, but we do have some folks saying the other things as well. So I'm going to give it about 5 more seconds. Here are the responses to the October Product Club APA question. Handling more complex use cases got 64%. Being able to build reusable tools, faster prototyping, and built-in human in the loop was around 11 or 13. So that's really, really cool to see. And with that, Rajendra, over to you.
As Lou said, we are going to talk about two broad topics today: generative recorder vision fallback and agent interoperability. I'll be presenting, and Prakash will be there to understand your questions, probably respond to a couple of those. If anything that is outstanding, we can take those towards the end. In today's session, we will focus more on the product demos, so you can see all the new and exciting improvements that we are bringing to these two areas. So in total, we have 3 demos. We'll also have a couple of slides, but we'll go through slides a little fast so that we have enough time for the demos. And before we jump into the details, a safe harbor statement. Some of what I'm going to show you today is in the roadmap. So please do not make any purchase decisions based on what you see today. With that, let's get started. And last year, I think a lot of you might know, we launched Automator AI, wherein there were multiple product lines. Some of those product lines were about improving developer productivity. One of the products was about cutting down automation failures in production environment, that is generative recorder, and that is the focus of today's session. So what exactly is generative recorder? I'll just do a recap, and then we will take a quick look at a demo. So generative recorder solves this unique problem that many of you have reported, wherein business applications, especially those cloud web applications, undergo an upgrade at a defined frequency. It could be monthly, it could be quarterly, etc. And when those upgrades happen, your UI-based automations break. And when those automations break, then your SLAs get impacted. Somebody has to troubleshoot the problem. Somebody has to then ship the update to all of the environment after, of course, following all of the processes. It takes a lot of time and effort. So generative recorder solves this very problem by understanding the latest and greatest state of the application. It also dynamically adapts the automation logic for the current state of the application to make sure that your automations can recover from the point of failure. And every failure that generative recorder prevents, your developers do not have to spend all the time troubleshooting those failures, and they can use the time to build more automations to automate more opportunities. And while we do this, we do it in the context of enterprise deployment. So any decisions that are influenced by generative AI, for example, they are all traceable. So you have audit logs, you have notifications in the system, you have notification when developers are experiencing the resiliency. So everything is taken care of. With that, let me jump into the first demo of the day. And for that, let's quickly take a look at this one, wherein in the first part of the demo, we will be moving a bit quick because it's about standard automation. So here you are automating a web application. You might have seen this demo, but today we'll cover some of the new features that we are bringing here. So you automate a UI element, and then you say, hey, I want to perform data entry. I want to automate the first name or full name UI element. And when I do that, when I save this, when I run this automation, it runs perfectly fine the way it should, as you can see. But now when I refresh this page, this is to simulate the problem that some of these cloud applications have. So when I refresh this page and when I rerun the same automation, this time I see that the automation does not work. And what has happened here is some of the underlying properties of the UI element have changed. And because of that, that deterministic automation is not working. And that's where generative recorder comes into the picture, wherein we have multiple type of fallback options. Basically, these are all automation recovery options. Let me pause it for a moment here. And these options help your automations recover from the point of failure. So you have native fallback, you have generative AI vision fallback, you have generative AI text-based fallback. Today's focus is vision-based fallback. And here in the product that you have. Today, we have the local sanitization option available because one of the key questions that we were trying to answer was how do we address data security, data privacy? So any of the application images that we deal with, Generative Recorder makes sure that none of the business data travels outside to say these third-party LLMs, etc. that we use. So we anonymize all of the business data from the business applications and we perform this sanitization locally on the local machine if you are more comfortable with that. We have also introduced this new option to sanitize the data in cloud. This gives faster performance and the data is as secure because it is in Automation Anywhere cloud, which is where your automation application images are stored. So that is something new that we have introduced. Now, when I turn it on and when I rerun the same automation, let me forward this a little. And this is where the automation failed last time. Uh, this time you'll see that, let me forward. Yeah, this time you'll see that the failure was prevented by generative AI vision-based fallback. And user gets this instant notification that, hey, on line number 1, there was this problem wherein some of the values of the properties that you had in the automation were not quite the property values that you have on the live application. And now this is again another improvement that we have introduced in the latest release. So earlier you were able to see only domex path. Now, per your feedback, we are also showing all of the dynamic properties that might be there. So you get full visibility. And you can also take corrective actions such as updating the search criteria, etc. So you get this notification that, hey, run the automation in the debug mode to update the values at runtime. And when I do that, I'll just say, okay, so I'll just rerun the same automation. This failure was prevented. Now, let me show you the other experience when I rerun the same automation in the debug mode.
Hey, Rajendra, real quick. Um, is this feature available for on-prem?
As of now, no, but very soon in the Q1 next year, this will be available to all of the customers on an on-prem deployment.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
So when I run it in the debug mode, I also get the option to update the properties right here. So for example, yeah, you can see that now these new value option is editable. I can change property values, which I'm not happy with, where I'm not able to establish a pattern. And I see that this value, this property is dynamic across all of the sessions, then I can remove it. Since I've got the visibility about the nature of the property, I can remove it from the search criteria. And then when I rerun it, after saving the automation, next time I'll see that the update that I made to the bot by accepting the recommendations, they were great and I did not need any fallback this time. So this is one of the big improvements that we are bringing to Generative Recorder Vision Fallback team. And with that, I'll go back to the slide and then we will take a few questions that we have in the chat. So what you just saw is we start with universal recorder, which is the deterministic automation, which works most of the times. But when your web applications are changing, we have multiple layers of resiliency options. So you have native fallback option, you have vision fallback, you have generate text-based fallback. Our recommendation is to use all three fallbacks together. So all three of them can increase the chances of automation recovery from the point of failure that you might experience sometimes. Together, this is providing self-healing automation, and this is all powered by our process reasoning engine. So you'll hear this term a lot, and I know some of you are already familiar with it. Process reasoning engine is the underlying engine that is powering some of our AI innovations. So, so that's what you have here. And one more question that I want to proactively answer, which I get a lot, is how do you take care of the data security, data privacy for vision fallback? Because this time you're dealing with application images. So you can have an application image like this SAP screen, and you need resiliency here. So this application image does not travel as is to third-party systems or these Azure AI models that we use, Azure OpenAI models. So we transform this image like this, wherein you can see that any data that could be potentially sensitive is anonymized. All of this in only very, very safe words that we know are not sensitive, only they are left alone. So start date, end date, status, modified, some of those data is not anonymized. Other than that, everything else is anonymized. So that's how we take care of data security and privacy. And two options that you saw earlier, the local sanitization as well as cloud sanitization, both of these options employ the same techniques. And Azure OpenAI, when it gets the image, they get this image and not the original business image. Uh, that's what we have here. Lou, any questions that you want to quickly take from generative recorder? Any unanswered questions?
Yeah, I think which version of the control room has this been published in? I know we're supposed to work on
It's available in all of the cloud control rooms. It is available with Automator AI license. So once you have the license, you'll be able to use generative recorder.
Okay, and then does the new mapping replace the older one? So the new execution will already be with the new mapping?
Yeah, older automations, older mapping will continue to work as is without you having to make any changes. And for net new automation that you are creating, our recommendation is to enable generative recorder.
Okay.
All three fallbacks basically.
Okay. And then how do we handle this message for unattended automations? I think this popped up when the
Right, right. This pop-up that you will not be seeing such kind of pop-up message in the unattended deployment because there is no one sitting on those remote devices to click on these pop-up messages. Instead, you will still have the traceability through system alerts and notifications. You will have complete audit logging so that you can always go back and check which all automations needed this resiliency and if you need to take any corrective actions. The beauty here is once you have identified one failure that was prevented, you will know that the application got changed and you might have other automations to take care of where you need to perform those updates.
okay. How big is the difference between cloud versus local sanitization? I imagine it is milliseconds versus 1 to 5 seconds. Anything beyond that?
Yeah, so based on our initial testing, to be honest, the difference is good, 30-second plus that we have seen. Because in cloud, we have powerful hardware, we have powerful infra that we are using to quickly perform the sanitization. On the local machine, sometimes we see that water under machines are not as powerful as we would like those to be. So it takes slightly longer, and sometimes the request was getting timed out from what we heard from the users.
Okay. Um, let's see. Is it mostly for web applications or does the fallback also work for Citrix virtualized apps?
As of now, it's only for web applications wherever you are automating the applications with technology type equal to HTML. Only for those automations, you'll be able to leverage it. In future, once we bring on-prem support, we'll also extend it to desktop applications, Java applications, etc.
Hey, and then circling back to the question about the mapping, they said that my question was misunderstood. I mean, if the new bot execution after a recovery will already run with the new discovered mapping, or will it again use the old mapping and
I
get
see, I see.
recovery?
So that's a great question. We understand we are able to prevent the failure, but we do not make any automatic updates to these automations until and unless user confirms. Because a lot of times our customers have their own processes, they follow complete SDLC cycle, there are approvals before any changes can be made to the automations. So we have restricted ourselves till prevention of failures, but we are not making any automatic updates to the automations. Once users are intimated about the failures and the potential recoveries, then users can make those changes. And as you saw in the demo, in the debug mode, you'll also be able to automatically accept the changes. And all you need to do is click on this update value, update properties, and all of your uh, property values, the dynamic property values can be replaced with the new values. So you can easily accept changes instead of manually making those changes.
Okay. We
Okay,
still
Lou, we can take one more question and then we can
okay.
move on to agentic interoperability.
Perfect. That's what I was going to ask. Okay, so here's a two-part question. Can this bot specific Gen AI fallback settings be exported to different ends like prod? If yes,
Yes.
do we have option to turn on and off in prod?
Yes, so we are also introducing role-based access control on generative recorder. So to answer the first question, you can easily export from dev to prod and UAT and other environments. But if you do not want it in certain environments, then you will be able to say that, hey, for this control room, I do not want generative recorder. It will also be more granular in the sense that you'll be able to turn off, say, one of the fallback types that, hey, I would only accept native fallback, but not say generative AI text-based fallback in this control room. You'll also be able to do that only when these kind of automations are run. Use the generative recorder. If say operations department automations are run, then do not use generative recorder. So full role-based access control is coming
Okay,
in 8.38.
perfect. Thank you. And then for everyone else, we'll try to get to your question at the end. If we don't, we'll reach out and answer it via email. So you will get your questions answered today.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Lou. And thank you, team, for some of the great questions. Now let's move on to the second topic of the day, which is about AI agent interoperability. And the problem that we solve through AI agent interoperability is, as of now, our customers are building AI agents, but everybody is building their AI agents in silos. These AI agents not talking to each other. Uh, and a lot of times our customers are building those custom integrations. For example, as a part of Automation Anywhere agentic play, if I'm talking to Salesforce, if I'm talking to ServiceNow, etc., then as of now, a lot of those integrations are happening through, say, API calls, which are like very custom. And since there is no standardization, there is less flexibility, the total cost of ownership is high, and there is a vendor lock-in, like whatever vendor that you have gone ahead with, you cannot change that, and the user experience is quite broken too. And that's why we have agent interoperability, which basically means that all of the different kind of AI agents, systems, tools, etc., they can communicate with each other seamlessly. They can share data and context seamlessly to help users achieve their goals across, say, platforms and protocols. And here, because of the standardization benefits, you do not really have to integrate with one application at a time. You can just follow the standardization, and you know that the third party systems are also following the same standardization. So instead of, say, using multiple API calls to integrate with Salesforce, ServiceNow, Workday, you can have one MCP client that you can install, and all other folks have already set up their MCP servers with which you can communicate. And because of all of this standardization, your AI agents are going to be more powerful because they'll be able to perform actions in third-party systems using the tools. These agents will hallucinate a lot less because they'll be able to get better context from third-party systems. And here are the two protocols that I want to talk about today, because this is what our customers are using. This is what our customers are interested in. So we have started out with these two protocols, but we can add more protocol support in future. And without getting into the details, Model Context Protocol MCP is floated by Anthropic, an open standard, which is providing this universal connectivity across systems. So your AI agents can connect with third-party systems, perform actions in third-party systems, get context from third-party systems to, say, reduce the hallucinations, etc. So think of this as USB-C. You implement only MCP client, and all of the third-party systems will have their own MCP servers. And instead of writing custom code, you just say, hey, through this natural language interface, I want to connect with all of these different systems. That is possible. A2A or agent to agent is from Google. We are seeing relatively slower adoption of this, but we are also bringing support for A2A protocol, which is all about how multiple AI agents, which might be built across different systems using different frameworks, how these AI agents can discover each other, can communicate with each other, and can collaborate to uh, help users achieve their goals. So these are the two protocols that we are doubling down on, and we will be showing you quick demos of both of these. And before that, we are excited to announce the private preview of our agent communication exchange, wherein to start with, we are supporting MCP inbound capabilities, wherein as a part of the third-party AI agent workflows, you'll be able to run your automation bots and processes and API tasks, etc. And you'll also be able to ensure that your AI agents that you are building on Automation Anywhere platform, these AI agents can communicate with third-party AI agents seamlessly. They can plan, they can reason together, and they can help again users achieve their goals. And this is powered by our process reasoning engine, again, which is all about getting the right set of automation at the right time to ensure that whatever user is looking to achieve can be served, can be addressed. And we do all of this in the context of enterprise deployment. So you have all of your AI security, AI guardrails, governance, compliance needs taken care of. With that, before I jump into the demo, one small thing I want to clarify to everyone. Based on the internal testing that we have done, this space is still evolving. There have been issues that we have seen in the world of agent interoperability. And when we double clicked, we found that not all of these MCP clients, including the MCP clients from big companies, they support each one of the capabilities that say maybe Anthropic supports. So everybody supports tools, calling the tools from third-party systems, but say not everyone supports resources. So this is how you get the context for your AI agents. You say that, okay, Anthropic products are supporting, but some of the other products, for example, Amazon products are not yet supporting. So we have prioritized accordingly. We are supporting tools to start with. And you might also see that if you are using any other MCP client, say as a part of the preview release or as a part of GA release, you might feel that the results are not quite consistent. With that, let me jump into the second demo that we have for you today, which is about Travel Assistant. So here, what we have done is, let me pause for a moment. In this demo, we have Microsoft Copilot, which is your third-party AI agent. And in this Copilot, we have created an AI assistant, travel booking assistant, which can work with, say, multiple MCP servers. And one of the MCP servers that we have configured it, Automation Anywhere MCP server that we have here. And there we have exposed three tools. So these are the three tools: discover automation, run automation, get automation results. And these tools are available to all of the customers by default. Discover automation is powered by our process reasoning engine again, which can map user intent with the right automation because of the deep semantic understanding that it brings to the automations. So you know when user is looking for a certain task, which automation to pull. Second tool is about running the automation. So once you have identified that, hey, to achieve this goal, here is the set of tasks that I need to run. You would need a tool to run those automations. And third one is to get the automation result, which is basically once the automation is finished running, you can get the status back or the results back. So here user says that, hey, I'm looking for uh, attending a conference, GenAI conference in, say, San Francisco, and I'm currently based out of New Delhi in India, and I'm looking for direct flights where I can travel on, say, 20th of October, and I want to return by 22nd of October. So find me the direct flights. And here this AI agent will do planning and reasoning. And one of the feedback that we have based on our internal benchmarking, sometimes these messages do not go in say one shot. So for example, in this instance, we saw that we were not able to send this message in one shot. We retried and next time it was successfully sent. And then AI agent was able to pull up the list of direct flights from say Delhi to San Francisco, and user gets this list, and then here user confirms that, hey, I'm looking for this Air India flight, so help me book that flight. So user says that, hey, these are the two flights, you help me book, and that's all user says in pretty conversational tone. And this request is now sent to our process reasoning engine, which says that, hey, to to perform such kind of actions, we already have an automation available in Automation Anywhere, and uh, you'll would you like to run that automation? And when the user can say that, hey, this automation book a flight bot is now triggered, and this is going to book the flight as well as send a confirmation email. And in the background, as you can see that as soon as the request is triggered, the automation started, user gets this immediate intimation. And user also gets this confirmation message that would you like me to track the booking status? And user says, yes, I would like to do that. And once the automation has finished running, here user will get the confirmation that, hey, your flight bookings are confirmed, and here are the details. So let us see that. Yeah. So all of the details are there, and then you'll also see that that email is also sent. So to summarize, what you saw here is now these third-party AI agents have the ability to perform actions inside, say, Automation Anywhere ecosystem. So using MCP inbound capabilities, they can run our Automation Anywhere task bots, API tasks, etc., as a part of the agentic workflows to make these AI agents more powerful to hallucinate little less. So this is my demo number one. And then next demo, I'll focus on agent to agent use case, wherein we have, let me share the use case first. Here we have this use case wherein we are monitoring, or an AI agent is monitoring a support mailbox, wherein you are just reading the email content. And then Automation Anywhere AI agent is performing the data sanitization. And once the data is sanitized, all the PII information, etc., is removed, that email content is sent to a third party AI agent to perform triaging, to perform analysis of the issue. And depending on all of the metadata that this third-party AI agent is going to generate, an incident is created in ServiceNow for each of the emails. So let us see this automation in action now. Uh, Here we'll start with the process, which is where this is all configured. And this is the automation, triage and manage IT tickets, wherein these are the kind of emails you are getting from the users. Then we have Automation Anywhere AI agent. This is based on the 8.37 release. So this can remove any PII or sensitive data. And this is where we have Google A2A client, using which you can see the third-party AI agents. You can discover their skills that they have, and you can give the agent card details of these third-party AI agents. You can also perform authentication, etc. And now this is the prompt that you can give to the third-party AI agent. So this is nothing but the task that you are delegating to third-party AI agent. And we are using it two times, Google A2A client. And both the times the tasks are different. And depending on the task that we are handing over, the third-party AI agent will call the right skill. And finally, we are creating a record in ServiceNow, an incident in ServiceNow. So let's run this, and As you can see, this is the sanitized email that Automation Anywhere AI agent shared. And now this content is given to third-party AI agent, which can then classify the issue here that, hey, this is the classify skill that I'm using. It's a software issue. The priority is medium. And the reason for medium priority is it is, typically you have workarounds available for such kind of issues. It's not blocker. So that, and then next time you use classify analysis skill, wherein again some of the metadata is generated. This was for the first email. Now in ServiceNow incident is created. Now for the next iteration, you will again review another issue. You will classify it, you will analyze it, and you will do all of this cycle one more time. And this is the ServiceNow screen wherein you can see that both of the incidents are created. And we are also taking care of the explainability, the auditability, the compliance needs that you have. So all of the interactions that we are having with, say, third-party AI agents, you have all of those logged here. So what prompt, for example, we are sharing, what is the response that we are getting, etc. So what you saw here just now is with our A2A outbound support, you'll be able to connect with third-party AI agents, and Automation Anywhere AI agents can work together with third-party AI agents, can collaborate, can plan how do we handle user requests, how do we help users achieve their goals, etc. So this is what we have here. Now I'll take a pause and we'll take a few questions before we jump into the next section, wherein I'd like to share the preview details.
Yeah. So, the
Anything that Prakash has not already answered, maybe Lou, we can prioritize those first.
yeah. So let's do the demo is done using a bot creator license. If it runs through an unattended bot runner, will it automatically use the chosen fallback? Do we want to skip vision fallback questions, actually?
Yeah, we can come to vision fallback questions, or since you have already asked this, let's
Okay.
cover this one and then we move on to the interoperability questions, Lou.
Okay. So, is there documentation on how to interact with third-party agents?
We are in the process of publishing. Some of the documentation is available to our preview customers since it is not a GA capability yet, to be completely transparent. Once, and I'm going to show you how you can participate in the preview. Once you nominate yourself for preview participation, once you confirm, once you will be able to access all of the documentation too.
Okay.
The reason we have not shared the documentation publicly is we do not want to confuse customers about something that is not yet generally available in their own environments.
How will AA slash, or let's do this one. How are you calling AA task from Microsoft Copilot Studio? Sorry.
Yeah. So what we have done is, let me go back to that demo. On the Microsoft Copilot side, we have MCP client. So all of these third-party AI assistant have to host an MCP client on their side. And on those MCP clients, all you need to do is give your control room URL followed by /MCP. That is our MCP server. So unlike some of the competitors that we have who have come up with multiple MCP servers, we have kept it very simple for our users. So just use your control room URL followed by /MCP, and that's all. You do not need to remember anything else. And to take care of the data security, authentication, authorization needs, you will also share with which user you want to connect, because all this is happening in the enterprise context. There have been some known security vulnerabilities around data, user authentication, etc. in MCP world. So we have made sure that each of the requests is properly authenticated and you get to run only those automations where you have access. So all you need to do is just configure our MCP server and tell with which user you would like to run automations on our side.
Okay, and then a separate part of that, how will AA/bot manage payment part if it books ticket end to end and shares ticket directly?
Okay, so again, we understand where you're coming from, and the guidance is for some of these sensitive steps, you might want to put humans in the loop. You might want to put some approval steps if it's about, say, monetary transaction, or you can even say that, hey, if it exceeds beyond, say, $500 or $5,000, then here is the extra step that I'd like you to perform. So it is totally up to you how you want to configure your workflows, but we will support all kind of flexibility. So you can perform the payment processing through APIs, through our UI automation, etc. But our recommendation is for some of these sensitive transactions, put human in the loop, which we support using our process composer. You can have complex forms, and you can very well configure all different kind of options for your agentic workflows.
All right, thank you.
Okay, is there anything?
We definitely have more on generative recorder. Does
Okay,
anyone?
yeah, let's come to generative recorder in a moment. I would like to now show to the team about uh, how they can participate in the preview. So for preview nomination, you can just scan this QR code and you can fill the form. And Lou, if you can also share the link, direct link, using which our customers can nominate themselves for the preview participation. And I want to be completely transparent here. This is a bit early in the space, so you might not have the kind of predictability, reliability that you expect out of a deterministic automation. But since this technology is getting better very rapidly, we also expect the same behavior, same benefits we can pass on to our customers. So today you can start with, say, MCP inbound preview, and you'll be able to take advantage of all that is already supported in terms of calling our automation anywhere bots and API tasks, etc., from third-party AI agents. Okay, this is all I have, team. Any other questions on generative recorder we can take now?
Okay.
Anything that is outstanding, and you can also unmute and you can ask questions if you want.
Okay, I'm going to launch one poll real quick before we dive into the questions. So
Mhm.
this is just to capture interest. Are you interested in having someone from our team reach out to provide you with more information around what you've seen today during Product Club? I won't share these back, but I will reach out to you to give you more information if you're interested. As you are answering that, one quick thing, Pathfinder Summit is a 48-hour nonstop event. Someone was asking me about this. So it is all day for 48 hours so we can bridge the gap between time zones. Um, we do have a free option, but we also have a paid option where you can get a little more different sessions and things like that. I wanted to do a thing where if you go and register today to Pathfinder Summit and you attended this session as well, I will pull some swag and award 3 people with some swag kits if you go and register today. So definitely you can register for the free version. You can check out the differences between the free and paid and register for whichever one fits best for you. With that, I'm going to end the poll here and we can answer some of these questions. So, I have some in the chat that I'm trying to make sure we answered. Let's say, okay, how does the recorder? Okay, sometimes we don't get direct element ID. but a DOMX path as div1 slash div2 slash group1, and it fails for any change in form in website. Will it help for such DOMX path as well? And this is Gen Recorder.
Okay, okay. I think I um I want to be honest here. I'm not promising 100% resilience here. So if we see that the nature of change is manageable based on the latest state of the application, if generative recorder, which usually combines your deterministic or structural insights with visual insights, if it can figure out that, hey, I can reliably identify the same UI element, only then we will perform the resiliency. If we are not sure, then we would rather give an error message because sometimes you are more comfortable with an error instead of us clicking anywhere where we are not sure. That's what our customers have told us repeatedly. So it depends on the type of application, to be honest. But if it is manageable, the change is manageable, the website is coming or upgrading with the kind of change we can deal with, then we will perform because we also have this inbuilt validation step wherein we double check whatever we are recommending. Is it the same UI element? For example, is it having uh, the new path that I'm getting, for example, is it of the same text box type or is it now resolving to a link or a button? If that is changing, then we would not perform with the resiliency. We would rather stop and give an error message.
Thank you. Will the healing work with non-object based elements such as legacy desktop applications?
As of now, no. As of now, it's only supported for web applications.
Okay. Can it handle unexpected pop-up in web apps?
Oh, absolutely. So for unexpected pop-ups, we have multiple features. Team, our recommendation is you can deal with unexpected pop-ups more reliably through other features that we have in the product. So right at the time of creating the automation, you can check this checkbox about pop-up handler. Second is we have also recently released this new feature which is about handling these pop-ups. And sometimes you do not know the kind of pop-ups you are going to run into in the middle of your automation. So sometimes those pop-ups will have OK buttons. Sometimes Okta will come and will ask you for username, password. So you can deal with all of those with this new feature that we are coming up with around handling all of these pop-ups.
Is there a separate license for generative recorder?
Yeah, generative recorder is a part of Automator AI. So you will need Automator AI license.
Okay. The demo is done using a bot creator license. If it runs through an unattended bot runner, will it automatically use the chosen fallback?
Yes, it will use the chosen fallback automatically because we understand bot creators are used only in the development environment, but that's not where the value is of your entire automation program. It has to happen in the production where there are no bot creators. So to answer your question, it will work even in unattended deployments.
Okay. And then Vatsy said, I understand that we will see the pop-up in the dev or attended run mode and not in the prod or unattended run mode. Will we get any notification from the AA360 platform when the bot will encounter this scenario in production?
Oh, absolutely. You will get two notifications, even in unattended or in production environment. One is your system alerts. At the bottom left, you have that bell icon. So there you will see that notification. Secondly, we understand those notifications are fleeting and it's very hard to find those because you keep getting lots of notifications. You also have audit logs, which is where all of these notifications are persistent. So you can go to audit log, search for say event type, generative AI recorder, and you will be able to see all of the instances where the generative recorder was used successfully or unsuccessfully.
Okay. Is this tool intended for developers doing regression testing, or is it more to notify a business user using a bot like a Copilot?
Uh, are we talking about generative recorder here? Regression
Um,
testing,
trying to
yeah, I
understand.
think uh,
Yeah.
how to
Yep.
get to the pop-up box if we're running unattended. Yeah. So Lawrence, I can read that question. So this is for generative recorder, and this is not about regression testing per se. Regression testing is could be a good use case, but it's more about preventing those automation failures which happen out of sudden where you have absolutely no control. So the reason here is those cloud applications like Salesforce, Workday, ServiceNow, these guys do not ask us, they do not publish their plans usually, and then we we discover that hey, automation is breaking because of this application upgrade, and there was nothing that we could have done in the beginning. So this is more about recovering the automations from those failure points. Regression testing you can do. You can also take advantage of it for citizen development. For example, we have seen a lot of times citizen developers are not pro uh, by definition. So these citizen developers will not be able to figure out if this UI element is having dynamic properties. And as you saw in the demo, now with generative recorder, it is extremely easy for you to see, hey, this property is changing from say one session to another or one page load to another. And I would want to not use that at all in my search criteria, how I'm uniquely locating that UI element. So it helps citizen developers too.
Okay. Would there be an option to upgrade bulk the existing capture with Gen Recorder?
Yeah, that's Bijesh, that's a limitation you can call it. The reason again is we do not change anything when it comes to the old automations for a lot of reasons, backward compatibility, regressions, etc. So any net new automations that you have built or any net new actions that you have captured in the old bots, they will be able to take advantage of generative recorder. But any of the old actions which you have already captured, we would not be able to support generative recorder. The main reason for that is there is some extra validation layer that we have for generative recorder to make sure that we do not click at incorrect places. And that extra validation information is not there in the old bots. That is available only in the net new actions that you have captured with generative recorder turned on.
Okay. Um, Jenna Kiram asked, how do we implement this update of element properties without developer involvement in prod? I mean, once the bot deployed to production and when the bot is running an unattended runner.
Yeah. And trust me, you do not want to update those properties automatically. You want to avoid failures, that's great, but any changes that you want to make to your automations, you want to be very conscious about those changes. You want to make sure that the changes that are done are following our best practices, our standards, our processes that we have put in place. There are approvals and all that you have in your environment. Those so we do not update the automations automatically, as I was sharing earlier. We only give notification that, hey, we prevented the failure at this place, in this automation, at this time, on this device. You might want to take a look. So for now, you did not have to deal with automation downtime, but for future, you might want to update the automation yourself.
Okay. Bijesh asked, the failure pop-up will impact the unattended bot runs. Is there an option to disable when moving to
It will not be there. There is this option is not needed, Bijesh. In production, in unattended, this pop-up will not be shown at all.
okay. Nazreen, so it will alert the user and then stop the automation.
It will not stop the automation. That's the whole point of automation recovery. It will self-heal the automation and it will give an intimation to the user that, hey, on this instance, I was fully confident that the UI element of interest is now changing the location or it has changed some of the properties, but I can still reliably found it. So it will not stop the automation. It will continue the automation, help the automation recover.
Okay. And then have for the preview participation, do we need to have prior APA licensing to participate in the preview nomination?
Uh, that is something that we can work out. So if you are interested, if you have those kind of use cases, please nominate yourself. We can work with you. One thing that I want to clarify is, preview participation will need some investment on your side. So if you have those kind of use cases, please nominate yourself, and we would be very, very happy to work with you and get the feedback, make yourself a part of this product development process.
Awesome. Any other questions? Last call. In the meantime, thank you all for joining. Remember, if you want to nominate yourself, do that. If you would like to register for Pathfinder Summit, which you totally should, go do that. I will be pulling 3 folks to hand out some Pathfinder swag. And at the end of this session, we will do a write-up, so a product club recap. I will post it to the community. And then we will, if you have any questions, please reach out to myself or Rajendra. We're here to answer. We're here to support you. And then I will be passing over those of you who raised your hands wanting for more information. We will be reaching out to you soon. Great.
Thank you, team. Thank you for your time. This was great.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day, everyone.